Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, do well to hit on that red subscribe button to join this beautiful and amazing family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for the love, the support, and the amazing click. You guys have been awesome. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make a shoulder dart bustier. Stick to the end of this video to get a hang of it. We're going to be drafting our vertical measurement from the shoulder to the bust line, then from shoulder to breast point, shoulder to under bust, and then shoulder to half length. So over here, we're going to be marking 4 inches, which will be our nipple to nipple measurement, starting from the shoulder line down to the half length. We're going to be marking at each line, we're going to be marking 4 inches horizontally. And it's on these 4 inches we're going to be imputing our bust, under bust, as well as half length measurements. So we're going to be connecting the lines with a straight line, starting from the under bust down to the shoulder point. Well, you can just stop at the chest line, and then on the point of the breast point, we're going to be going in by 1 inch, both on the left as well as on the right hand side. And then on the chest point line, we're going to be going in by half of an inch. But before then, on the under bust, we're going to be marking 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. Then after doing that, you're going to be connecting the lines together. But mind you, remember that our paper is folded into two. That's the paper is on fold. So now we're going to be connecting the lines of the chest line. So we're going to be marking on the left hand side half inch, as well as on the right hand side we're going to be marking half of an inch. Then the line in which we marked on the breast point as well as on the under bust, we are going to be connecting the lines together. Please watch this part carefully so you can understand it. So now, starting from the point of the breast point, we connected the lines towards the under bust, and then on the part of the chest line, starting from the breast point, we're going to be connecting the line upwards using our curve. You can see how I'm doing it, guys. Make sure to watch this carefully so you don't make a mistake. If you know you've gotten to this point as a newbie and you've not subscribed to the channel, please do well to hit on that red subscribe button so you can join this amazing family. And also don't forget to support me, guys. You know, your encouragement will put me to create more, will put me up for creating more tutorials for you guys. So please do well to hit on that subscribe button, like this video, and comment shoulder bustier. So after connecting the lines, this is how it's looking. Then from the point of the under bust, we're going to be connecting it using our rule with a straight line towards the half length. Just as you can see. So now after doing that, on the point of the chest line, we're going to be connecting the line upwards towards the shoulder point with a straight line as well. So after doing that, the next part will be to cut out the unwanted part. The person I'm actually making this pattern for is not that busty. If your client you're making it for is busty, you can go in to make the bust part deeper. But since my client is not busty, so I decided to make it this shallow. So now we're going to be cutting the upper part also. So after cutting it, the next part will be to place the nipple to nipple point. We're going to notch it so we'll know how to place the two patterns together when we are joining it on our fabrics. So now we're going to place it on top of each other like this, but before then, make sure to notch the side for the left and the right hand side. So after notching each point together, now we're going to be pinning them together on top of each other. Make sure to pin this carefully. Make sure to pin the breast point, the underbust, the half length, as well as the point of the chest line. If you pin this carefully and in order, you'll see that it will stop it from moving from one place to the other, thereby causing you to have a shortage in your fabric. So now, after pinning the shoulder point also, we're going to be imputing our horizontal measurement. First, we're going to be starting from the shoulder line. Your shoulder divided by 2, you impute the measurement, which that of my client is 7.5. Then we'll come down on the shoulder line by 1 inch. Then we'll connect it like this. Then from that point, we're going to make a slant line towards the neckline as shown. So now we're going to be connecting it. After doing that, the next point will be to go up on that shoulder line by 1/2 inch. That will serve as the sewing allowance, the stitching allowance for the shoulder point. After that, we'll be marking the depth of our neckline, which is actually 3 inches. You can decide to make yours 3.5 or 4. It's dependent on how deep you want the neckline of your front to be. So now the neckline for the front is 3 inches, while the width is about 3.5 inches. So now we're going to be connecting it with a curve like this. So after connecting it, we're going to be inserting our chest line measurement. Your round chest line divided by 4. Then we're going to be adding the part that we removed for the nipple to nipple point, which was actually 1/2 inch. We'll include a 1/2 inch on the side. Then after that, we're going to be adding about 2 inches for allowance. 2 inches. So after doing that, you can see how it is. So now we're going to be inserting our round breast point measurement. So our round bust divided by 4 plus the 1 inch that we remove on the breast point, or the 1.5, we'll replace it. Then plus 2 inches. Then for the part of our underbust, round underbust divided by 4 plus the 1.5 inch we removed, we're going to include it. After that, we're going to also be adding 2 inches for sewing allowance. And then for our waist measurement, we'll do waist divided by 4 plus the 1 inch we remove from the down plus the 2 inches for sewing allowance. After doing that, we're going to be connecting the lines together. So now to get your armhole line, or what you call the chest line, you go up by 2 inches from the breast point line, which I've already done that to get my chest line. So now after that, you're going to be connecting it with a straight line. Then on the diagonal point, you're going to be coming out by 1 inch. Then on the part of the armhole, we are going to be finding the midpoint. The midpoint of mine, which is about 4 inches. Then from that 4 inches point, I'm going to be going in by 0.75. Then I'm going to mark it and connect the curve towards the diagonal point of the armhole. By connecting it this way, we'll get our armhole curve. You can see how I'm doing it like this, guys, so please watch carefully so you can understand it. So now our armhole curve is ready. It's now time for us to cut out our pattern. Our front pattern is ready. Now we're going to be cutting it out. If you have any sharp edge, make sure to blend it in, guys. So now let's cut out the front neckline. Make sure to remove your pins before cutting it out. You can see that our pattern is coming into form. So now on the side of the front pattern, I'm going to be going up on the side by 1 inch. Then I'm going to blend in that line towards the edge of the folded part. I'll blend it in towards the edge of the folded part. So you can see how I blended the edge. Then I'm going to use my scissors to cut out that unwanted part. So after doing this, the next step will be to cut the back part. We're going to be placing the front on the back part to cut out the back pattern. Mind you, on the back part of the pattern, make sure to mark 1.5 inches or 2 inches or 1 inches for zipper allowance. This is dependent on the number of allowance you want to leave as your zipper allowance. Make sure to mark that down, then connect with a straight line with your ruler. Then you're going to place the front pattern on that line. Make sure to pin it down, then connect the back neckline starting from that upper point. Then trace out your shoulder line. Make sure to pin this down on that zipper allowance point so it doesn't move. So after pinning it down, make sure to trace out the neckline of the back. The back neckline is supposed to be higher by 2.5 inches, meaning the depth of the neckline is supposed to be 1 inch or 1.5, while the width is supposed to be 3.5 inches also. So now we're going to be connecting the back neckline with the curve. Mind you, the back neckline is higher than that of the front. Now we're going to be cutting it out. Please look at this carefully so you know at which point in which I am cutting the fabric or the pattern paper. So now we're going to be cutting down the lower points of the back. Then we're going to follow it through the sides. Then down to the armhole. Mind you, the armhole of the back is shallower than that of the front. So remember not to cut the back armhole too deep. You can see how my back armhole is. Come to the end of this tutorial until I come your way next Saturday, guys. Bye.